Hey there, welcome back to yet another episode of the ImpleBooks Podcast. So this episode, I did not plan anything. I did not even had idea like what I will be creating today. So I thought, why not talk about books? Because that's the thing. It's all about ImpleBooks. I have started ImpleBooks on when the COVID-19 pandemic hits. I started reading books because I have joined this book readers club where people actually encouraged me to read books. Then I started falling in love with books, I would say. But a lot of people say that you can't really learn a lot from books, but you can learn from experiences. And that's true. And I 100% vouch for it because the maximum things that I learned in my life and I remember them to my heart is because I learned them from experiences. Be it buying real estate properties or maybe dealing with different kind of negative people, all the things I have learned mostly from my experiences. But in this episode I'm going to talk about how book also helped me in this endeavor. So when I was buying my property for the first time, there was a lot of chaos going on. It was not really financial. It was with the owner of the flat that I have purchased. Because I have purchased the flat on resale, the owner was I would say a person with no dignity, nothing. He had the cunning man. He was the cunning man, and he had the motive of cheating people. And when I realized this, I tried to fight it, but he come up with a lot of different kind of things that I will sue you, I will do that, I will do that, this, I will send people to your home and whatnot. But in this moment, I was reading this book called How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. It's an amazing book on conversations and making new friends or maybe making relationships which will be fruitful for you. So I was reading this book and I was learning a lot from this book and I had no playground to actually test this because I was busy with my work. I was busy with posting some things on ImpleBooks maybe, and also I was busy with the buying property and the thinking about where I could get the finance and whatnot. So I thought, okay, let's put this thing into practice. Whatever I am learning and the things that he's doing, I should practice. So there was this thing that if you want some people to do something for you, you need to be friendly with them. You can't really just instruct them or say or get angry with them and show your attitude or ego that, hey, I can do this for you. Maybe he's seeing that he is going to sue me. I can say that, hey, I'm going to sue you as well. I had this opportunity because I did not do anything. But I didn't do it. I talked with him like in a friendly manner. And obviously, at the end of the things, I did not, say everything, but at the end of the day, everything was, solved, sort of, because I took the initiative. That's one incident, but books actually helped me in a lot of different ways. It says that, books are the, author's mind. Whenever you are reading a book, you are reading a person's mind, which is next to impossible if you're meeting someone. Say you meet a very wise person in a bus or in an airplane. It's very hard to download everything, which is every wisdom in their mind, right? But if you read a book, you basically are downloading each and everything from a wise person's mind to yours. But that's not going to solve all your problems in your life. That's what I used to think, that if you are just reading one book after another, it's going to solve your problem. So that's what I used to do. I used to have this Goodreads profile where I used to have this yearly challenge where I can read 30-35 books or maybe 40-42 books as well. So I thought that, okay, let's participate in this challenge, and the more book I read, the more information I download and more I can think about it. Maybe it works for some people, but it did not work for me. I was overloaded with lots of information, lots of different information, and I had no idea what to do with it. Because I was missing one piece. Because when I started reading more books, I started taking less notes. And that's when the problem arises. Because when I was reading only one or two books a week, I was really getting a lot of time to actually reflect on my thinking, what I was thinking when I was reading the book. And I was taking notes and I was posting those notes to the book readers club, and I was getting constant feedback like, whatever you way you are thinking, it's not right, and whatever you have read, it's maybe it can be changed, it can be think in a different way. There was constant conversation going on when I used to post something on the book readers club. That helped me you know to clarify my thinking, to clarify something that I read. Sometimes what we feel is that there is something called recency bias. If you read something recently, or maybe if you come across a philosophy recently, you just think that this is the right thing. And that was a thing for me as well. But when I used to post this on the book readers club, I used to question everything, and because people used to come up with lots of explanation and different logics that, hey, it's not right, or maybe it can be improved, or you may think this in a different way as well. So this helped me a lot. I'm sorry if this podcast is going a little bit longer, because I had no idea what I will be saying. So this is my life. This is all the things that I'm doing. I'm a software engineer, but I also love to read books. Nowadays, I read fiction books, and also I read a lot of non-fiction books as well. So, but my relationship with books is little nice nowadays. Now, every time I face a problem, I take a book on this chapter. So I'm currently reading this book called The Show Your Work. It is by Kleon, and it's an amazing book. But I'm not reading it like I need to finish it. I'm reading it chapter by chapter. If I'm getting some value from that chapter, I'm writing it down, and I'm thinking that what I can change in my life so that it can be reflected. Recently, I also rejoined Instagram, I would say, because I was off on Instagram for almost a year, because I read this book. So he says that we should share our ideas. So let's see what we can do. Obviously, I'm sharing this on podcast, but I thought, okay, let's put this on the Instagram as well. But I'm not that much active like previously when I was. And when I was, active on the Instagram, I was not reading books a lot. I was posting more about books because I read books a lot in the past. Then I thought, okay, I need to, spark the curiosity of reading books again. So I started reading books again, and I'm loving it so far. So I don't know what's your relationship with books, or maybe you do read books or not. But one thing I will encourage you to read at least 10 minutes. 10 minutes, read at least one book that you like to read. It can be a fantasy, it can be a fiction, it can be anything. But do not, indulge into like, say, I read, on the Facebook, I read short stories on Facebook. Do not say that. Read a book, read an actual paperback. Buy one, read a book. Because when you are reading something on the Facebook, or maybe on Instagram, or maybe some other platforms, you're still on your phone. You're still in your phone, and you're busy, and you are getting ready, preparing your mind for the next dopamine hit as well. That does not happen with a book. That never happens with a book. And that teaches me a lot of things. It teaches me resistance, how to deal with resistance. Because when we are in the Facebook or Instagram, we are reading one nice thing, our brain actually, thinks that there will be nicer things on the bottom. If you scroll, you will get another one. And maybe it's the right thing as well, because the algorithm is so perfect and so right that it will show you something. There is infinite scroll. If you are using Facebook or Instagram, or maybe other social media platform, there is always something there to show you. They will always show you something. If you are reading a great book summary, they will show another great book summary. So there is no stopping. So I highly encourage you, whatever you do with your life, whatever, maybe you are doing something, you are doing creative work, or maybe you are working on construction, or maybe you are doing whatever, I don't know. Just start reading. Just start reading for at least 10 minutes. That's my humble request to you. That's what I can say. Obviously, you can learn a lot from experiences, but you can't wait for experiences to come to you, right? You can't say that, okay, if something negative things happens, that I will learn from the experiences. You can't really make negative things happen to your life just so that you can learn. You can simply learn this from others. Obviously, you can't resonate as it is. Because see, when I was reading the, as I given the example of the how to influence people, if that thing does not happen to me in real time, I could not have learned this so much. But obviously, there was a book and there is experiences. When the both things meet with each other, it's magic. It's magic. You can't really forget it. It makes you, it makes your identity. Whatever the things that I learned dealing with people at that time, I can't really forget it. It is something that is attached to my identity. I don't need to read the book even to understand. I don't even need to, think clearly on my mind that what to say next. It's going to be my reflexes. It's going to be my instinct because I have faced this. That's what book does for you. And if you like this podcast, I know that was a little bit longer podcast than my other form podcast. So if you like this podcast, give it 5 stars from whatever app you're listening to, and don't forget to subscribe because this helps me motivate me, I would say, to create more podcasts like this. So thank you for listening, and if you have any queries or message, please do reach out to me on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. I'm ImpleBooks on everywhere. So that's it for today. Have a good day.